The thing I love about Oasis, I love that they built a legend and a brand on just being, like dicks.
Hey, we're here with Orville Peck at Alexandra Palace, about to support Mac DeMarco. So this is day 112 of your tour, is that correct?
That is correct, yeah.
Okay, how exhausted are you?
Physically, less than I thought I was going to be.
Okay.
Mentally, what's after exhaustion? Delusion, delirium, death, yeah. We've all lost our minds.
Okay.
But I'm not sure there was that much there to begin with, so it's all right.
Is the end in sight? Is there a rest on the horizon?
Sort of.
Okay, kind of.
Not really. Kind of. A couple weeks coming up, yeah.
Over the past year, your rise seems to have been very swift and dramatic. Why do you think you've connected with people so quickly?
I think it's part luck, and I think it's part, I've been working at being a performer my entire life, since I was 10 years old. So in some ways, I feel like I've really paid my dues for many, many years, working in different ways, and in some ways it feels very whirlwind and enthralling and surprising and wonderful as well. I think it really boils down to the connectability of country music. I think storytelling and connecting sincerity with storytelling is really missing in a lot of art these days. I think there's like a lot of posturing, and I think just think people like to connect with something that's genuine, but also has, boldness and, dramatic flair attached to it as well.
Talking of dramatic flair, the fashion world also seems to really love you. How much fun is that?
It's really fun.
Yeah.
It beats, there's worse things, I guess. Yeah, it's incredible. I've got to be able to work with, I was on the cover of GQ this year. I just was on the cover of Harper's Bazaar. I got to work with Kim Jones and Dior. Steve Jones from the Milner, who makes all of the Queen's hats and everything. He made me the custom Dior hat and masks. And it's been outrageous. It's a world that I never really had much involvement in as a musician. And so I get to kind of laugh a little bit at it and also enjoy it. And I think that's the way to go into that world.
And we're in London right now. You used to live in London. What was your patch when you lived in town?
Mostly east. I lived in Stoke Newington, Hackney Wick, London Fields, Hackney Central.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I moved to south. I moved to Streatham Common.
You've been all over.
Yeah, once I moved to Streatham though, I lost all my friends.
Okay, that happens when people move to South London.
Because everyone thinks they need their passport to visit South London.
You do.
Yeah.
And what's your best kind of London tip or secret? Where were the bars and clubs, and what places were you going to that you can recommend to our viewers?
I went out in various different places. I used to go out to pubs in East London. I go to the Glory a lot, which is a fun gay pub, and then I did go out in Soho if you can manage to get into if you can sneak your way into the members club somehow or be someone's plus one.
Okay,
that's always fun.
That's the tip. And when did you first hear the call of country music?
I think when I was really little. When I was really little, I guess I discovered Dolly Parton, and like many people, she made a big impact on my life. I think when I first discovered her, I thought that she was a character. I didn't really know that she was a real person making music. And I think that that's kind of the beauty of the age of country music that inspires me, is that, it's these heightened versions of yourself. So it's really sincere on one hand. On one hand, it's larger than life. But I think it's nice that those things can live side by side.
So which classic country star do you connect the most with?
I really like Merle Haggard, I think, because he holds back a lot, but by doing that, I think he revealed a lot. And what I mean by that, I guess, is that I'm not a very open person naturally, but I think sincerity has come through my music and my lyrics because of that, because I find it very hard to be open. So me telling my stories, it brings a weight to it that maybe people can connect with, I guess, is what I mean.
And what kind of contemporary pop stars do you think have that same outlaw energy that someone like Merle Haggard or Waylon Jennings had? Is there anyone around at the moment who's not necessarily a country star, but has that same kind of vibrancy?
There's a few, actually. I think Janelle Monáe has that energy. I think she does what she wants to do, how she wants to do it, and I think that's really admirable. I think there's a lot of interesting stuff happening in pop music at the moment, and I think the interesting thing is that pop seems to be having another evolution at the moment where You know, you have something like Billie Eilish, which isn't, to my ears, typical top 40 music. I feel like it actually has a lot more depth than I was anticipating when I first heard about her. You know, so I think that that's really cool. I think the rap world always has a lot of cowboy energy. I think Megan Thee Stallion, Tierra Whack, you know, that new crew of like Doja Cat, who I really like at the moment, and Rico Nasty. I think that new crop of especially female rappers, there's a lot of kind of cowboy energy going on there.
And let's talk Liam Gallagher. You invited him to your show via Twitter or via Instagram. Did he show up at the Brighton show when you said someone told Liam?
I don't think so.
No? You'd know if he was there, wouldn't you?
I would know, yeah. He'd be like standing in the corner being like, little fucking idiot up there with his cowboy. I just like the thing I love about Oasis. I mean, the music is obviously incredible, and I've always been an Oasis fan, but I love that they built a legend and a brand on just being, you know, like dicks, like just being rude and like
obnoxious.
Yeah, like I just think that that's incredible, you know, like I love that.
So did you have a Britpop phase then?
Oh yeah, of course. I mean, mostly Oasis. I didn't go too heavy into Britpop, but yeah, I mean, most of my kind of I was like a bit before that phase where I was mostly hit by kind of 80s like new wave Britain, you know, like The Cure and the Smiths and that kind of.
Sure. And you cover different country songs during your shows, partly to educate fans about country music. Why is that important to you to
I think people have a stigma about country music, and I think they you know, they see something like what I do and they think that it's really different, and they think that they can connect with it because it's different, and I appreciate that part of it, but everything I do is inspired and based on, you know, really classic tropes of country and classic country artists. And so I just like to, if people aren't aware of them, to maybe, you know, expand people's ideas of what country music really is and show them the side of country that I love and I fell in love with, and it makes sense.
And I imagine you're already thinking about album number 2. Will it go deeper into country, or will you start veering into other places? What's the plan?
I think both of those things. I think for me, you know, Pony was exactly what I wanted it to be, which was my love letter to classic country, as well as all the influences that I've been inspired by my whole life, which exceed country and are, you know, all over the place. And I think with the next album, it's going to be that, just like, you know, like you say, deeper. So it'll be, at the same time, probably a lot more country, and at the same time, maybe a lot less what people think country is. But I think that country always evolves, so that's, you know, I think it's still country.
And Pony was quite sad in places as well. Will this be a sad album too? Are you going to cheer up for album number 2?
I mean, I don't think it's going to be, you know, like, I don't think it's going to be the B-52s or anything, but I think it'll be a little, it'll be a mix probably. I mean, I'm definitely in a happier place now than I was when I wrote Pony, but unfortunately, along with a lot of other people, I seem to, no matter how good my life gets or how well things are going, I seem to still carry a healthy dose of sadness inside of me, so it'll probably always be that, unfortunately.
I've heard the masks have names. Who are you wearing currently?
You know what, this is a new one and I haven't named it yet.
Oh. How does the naming process work?
I don't know, I get to know her a little bit, get to vibe it. I mean, any suggestions for this one? It's a nice pale blue.
It's like a Lucille.
Lucille, I can go with that.
Okay. And will you be wearing Lucille tonight?
Tonight I will not be wearing Lucille. Tonight I'll be wearing Iris.
Who is Iris? Tell me about Iris's
She's the gold sparkling one.
Fantastic. Yeah. And did you get to keep the Kim Jones Dior?
I did, and it's the most expensive thing I own now, and I'm terrified to take it anywhere. It's at my parents' house.
Oh, okay. It'll be safe at the parents' house.
I don't want to deal with it.
And I want to ask about the practicalities of the mask as well. Have there ever been any wardrobe malfunctions, Janet Jackson style?
Oh yeah, I mean, I've inhaled it a lot. Okay. It's been caught in my guitar. It's been, yeah, you know, just the classic thing. But I mean, it's kind of like hair. I feel like now I just treat it like long hair. And
what was the very, very first mask like? Is it still in rotation, or is it fallen to pieces?
It's been retired and it's in a hiding place somewhere. It's I'll bring it out for something, but it's really, really fallen apart. Yeah.
And I want to know a bit about the name Orville Peck. How many names were in the running when you were christening Orville
It's just my
Peck?
name. I mean, it was just the name that was given to me.
Yeah. As a young cowboy. It also brings to mind the film Pecker by John Waters.
Love Pecker.
How much of an inspiration to you is John Waters?
A huge one. I mean, normalcy and kind of mundane shit, the weirdest and funniest stuff, and I think that's kind of the same eye that John Waters has. It's almost the same eye that like David Lynch has, and a lot of kind of the cinematic people that I really respect. I think it's finding the strange and unique things in mundane stuff rather than searching for it in something seemingly unusual, you know, and I think that's a big part of the things I find inspirational. So, I mean, you know, he was a big influence on me, especially when I was younger, for sure.
And you often have drag artists supporting you when you're on tour. I want to know if you've been watching UK Drag Race
I
at
have,
all.
and the finale is tonight.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do? Do you
I don't
have
know.
time to...
We literally have been debating what we're going to do.
Okay, so what's the current plan?
I don't know. Maybe like run off to go watch it right after the set. I have no idea.
Can you screen it behind?
Maybe I'm going to try. Yeah, we were asking about if there's like somehow we can watch it in here, but I'm a huge fan. It's really lovely to see, you know, UK drag is such a different feel, and you know, drag has been such a huge part of UK culture because of, you know, pantos and, you know, Dame Edna, and I mean it's been around forever in the UK. So I think it's lovely to see such a bright like kind of lightness in UK Drag Race, and I'm very excited about it.
Who do you want to win?
Who do I think is going to win?
Okay, two separate questions. Who do you think is going to win, and who do you want to win?
I think Davina DeCampo is probably going to win. I really love Cheryl Hole though, and she just left, but I think she is the funniest. You know, she got like the Essex Queen vibe, and I'm a big Towie fan, so I really feel that energy, you know.
Brilliant. That's all my questions done. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. That was
Cheers.
really nice. Thank you.